like getting jiggy with it over here.
Oh, I was dancing the whole time.
That's the longest I've heard the lawn fawn music. That was fun.
I know. My favorite is someone says it's the director's cut of the normal intro.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I just think it's so great. I'm getting fancier, you guys. I'm trying to step it up. I figure
I think
if
it's
we're
awesome.
gonna put everybody through a little countdown, that it should be fun. But welcome everybody. Welcome to Create with Us. We are so excited to have you guys here. And even though I'm still in summer mode, I'm excited to be creating Halloween cards with all of you guys.
For sure. I'm ready for Halloween. We've only had like a week of hot weather here, and I'm like, okay, let's just do fall.
Yeah, you know me. It's Labor Day weekend this weekend, which is kind of like the official shutdown of summer for here on the Cape, and so I'm still soaking it in and looking forward to a long weekend. But so you're better now. You're better now.
Okay.
You were
I didn't plug directly into the internet, but I could always switch to that. We'll see. Maybe it'll even itself out.
I think you're a lot better now. But I do just want to quickly run down what Create with Us is, in case maybe there are some people that are new here, which please, if you're with us live or you're watching the replay, let us know in the comments if this is your first Create with Us. But Kelly Marie and I have been doing these for a long time. Shari actually just let me know this is our 30th Create with Us.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Did she say it's our 30th Create with Us?
30th? That is wild.
I don't think I'm lying. Gosh. Now you're making me feel like I'm lying.
No, it's probably true. Wow, it's so cool.
Yes. Shari just said 30th. Okay, phew. I was like, wait, you guys were so shocked. I was like, am I making up stories?
That seems like a lot to me.
That's amazing.
So we've been doing it a very, very long time, and it all started during the pandemic. And honestly, Kelly and I were fortunate enough to get together a few times throughout the year for different trade shows and such. And we just missed being together. So we were like, let's host these fun, casual classes where it makes us put it on our calendar that we can get together. But like, let's invite all of our lawn fawn friends.
Yes, exactly. Because we want to create with you guys. It's so much fun crafting together, whether virtually or in person. And so we're so thrilled that you're here.
Yeah. So on release day, we announce our next Create with Us, whether we're doing 1 or 2 or whatever we're doing. We give you guys all of the details so that when you're maybe putting together your shopping list, you can kind of go through the supplies and see if you want to create with us. Right on release day, there is a downloadable handout that I create for you guys, which will give you a little bit of prep work if you do want to create with us. But we also encourage you guys to look at that prep work and shop your stash. If you don't have the same exact supplies that we're going to be using tonight, you can use whatever you have. If you're not in the mood to make a Halloween card, you could just sit and color critters, whatever you want to do. We just want you to hang out with us. And if you're tired, I know my friends that are teachers are tired this week. They've had open houses and getting classrooms ready and really, really long days after a summer break. So if you're spent, you can just hang out and chat with us too. And we just absolutely love that you're here.
Yes, for sure. We got lots of people saying happy 30th. Thank you guys so much. I know this is exciting.
I feel young. Happy 30th.
I get to be 30 again.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, just sent me the Google Doc of listing them all.
Oh my goodness.
It is wild to see with the sets we've done and everything. Yeah.
Oh, and if it's your first Create with Us, you'll hear a voice but not see a face. And that is Rebecca, part of our team here at LFHQ here in Southern California. And then Jen's all the way over on the East Coast. And Shari
Nice.
is on the East Coast too, typing in the comments. So we're all over the place.
all hands on deck. And I do want to just mention, because Shari has been working really, really hard at cleaning up our Create With Us pages. And because there is so much content from these free classes, and they look amazing. So you guys can see the short link is right in the grass under Kelly and I. And I know Shari will put it in the chat, or has been putting it in the chat. You can go back and create with us all those 30 times. So definitely go check it out. I bet you guys own some of the stamp sets that we've featured, and you can still download the handout. You can still watch the replay. You can still post your cards and tag us so that we can see what you made. It's just a really great resource. If you, again, I feel, can you get my theme? If you're tired and you don't want to come up with your own card ideas, you can just kind of follow along and just have fun and have the joy of creating. I see
Yes,
Elizabeth
sure.
just said, Jen and Kelly, what is your favorite holiday? And do you love making Halloween cards the most? I'll let you answer first, Kelly.
I mean, yes and yes. Halloween is my favorite holiday. I love Halloween and fall cards the most out of any time of the year. Halloween is it's my favorite to decorate for. It's just, I don't know. I just think it's such a fun holiday. And now getting to trick or treat with my son and stuff, it makes it even better. So that's my favorite. How about you, Jen? I actually don't know your favorite holiday.
So my favorite holiday, not card related, like making cards or anything, is my birthday. I was an only child, only grandchild. Poor Chris, here's how I have a whole birthday month, although I've never officially had a birthday month with him. So I absolutely love my birthday. But to make cards, I love to make Halloween cards. And I've been chatting a little bit about this in my blog posts, because I've been sharing a lot of Halloween cards, and I've been chatting a little bit about it in my stories on social media. I think sometimes people immediately are like, oh, I don't have kids to give Halloween cards to. I don't need to make Halloween cards. And I'm like, how come the adults can't have fun? Because I think so fun when you are creating Halloween cards. There's so much imagination involved in the scene building of it. And it also reminds you of your childhood. So that's fun. And then when you give an adult a Halloween card, it brings all of those memories back for them as well. So I say Halloween cards for all is kind of my new mission in life.
I love that. Yeah, because Halloween, it's just like it's a random reason to send someone a card. And I think it's unexpected. It's just fun, and I think spooky season starts earlier and earlier every year. So you can send the cards the whole month of October.
I know. I had a few people message me and they're like, you should abandon Get Crackin' on Christmas and do Get Crackin' on Halloween. And I'm very tempted. People might just start getting Halloween cards for me and not Halloween.
I know, right?
Yeah. But anyways, we've chatted enough. I felt like I was a little chatty in the beginning, but we're going to go ahead and flip the camera. You guys are going to see my table. And Kelly is going to be working along with us and chatting and holding things up to the camera. I think she's about to show you guys the handout.
So this is the handout that you can download for free from our website. And so you could even go find that right now, or maybe you already have yours printed out. And it's got all the information that you're going to need. And if you didn't prep beforehand, don't worry. Just die cut, craft along with us. We have no rules here. But these have so much. They have the beautiful pictures of the cards and prep things and different things you might need. And in this case, we don't have coloring guides because we're doing something kind of special today. Yeah. But there are fun ink swashes and everything, so that if you don't have these colors, that's okay. Just look through your stash for a pink kind of like that, a yellow kind of like that. So you can find these colors too by just looking at that page.
Yeah. All right. So I am going to go ahead and flip the screen. There we are. Oh, that's not the screen. 1 minute. I just wanted to show.
It's just two me's.
I just wanted to show Kelly twice. Let's try this again. Sorry about that. See, I was getting too fancy. Too fancy. Okay. So these are the 2 cards that we are going to be creating. And if you guys didn't know, Build a Bunny came out with our spring release, spring of this year. And I thought it was cute. I'm not going to lie. I designed some cards with it for some retailers for some classes that we did. But I fell in love with it when I could start putting costumes on the bunny. I can't. I can't with the
It's
cute.
paper dolls. It's
exactly
grown up
it.
paper dolls. I love it.
And I do want to just say, if Halloween isn't your jam tonight, you could make a pirate card and make it like a beachy card, like, arr. I know Shari did an amazing superhero card with buildings. There's so many other things that you could do with this set that doesn't have to be Halloween related. And I'm going to drop a little secret. I know that there's even more costumes coming.
Yeah.
I feel like you've said it. I feel like you were.
There are more outfits. I mean, this bunny needs to be dressed for all seasons, I think. So
yeah, we need our critter to have the best attire all year long.
And the other thing too is these backgrounds are just so beautiful. So like you're going to learn techniques for these backgrounds. You could switch up the colors and change this idea for different seasons too. So I love that there's going to be, so I'm like very excited to learn how to make these.
And if this is your first create with us, we don't always watercolor. We often color with alcohol-based markers. But last summer was the first time I did bring distress watercolor pencils into create with us. And you guys seem to really love it when we ask you in the chat. So I kind of use them here and there, but it isn't always so watercolory. So if that is not your jam, stick with us. I'm sure we'll be doing some regular coloring in the future. Okay. So it's fun to change that. Yeah, right? So we are going to get started with watercoloring our bunnies. Now, I did put in the handout my little trick that I have been doing lately. A lot of you guys know when we're coloring with markers, I'll often have you guys use some low tack tape to put your stamped and die cut images onto that low tack tape to make it easier to hold on to when we're coloring. Well, this right now is something that I do in my own studio. I was actually just doing it before we went live working on some other cards, is I die cut my shapes out of watercolor cardstock. My favorite is Distress watercolor cardstock, and L'Enfant stocks that now. And once I've die cut it, I put it back in that piece that I cut it out of, and I hold it with some low tack tape. And you'll find that this is going to make it a lot easier for us to really control and be able to watercolor much easier. So some of you guys might have thought that was a little odd in the directions, but I promise you, I often have a method to my madness. So I swatched out the watercolor pencils we're going to use tonight. They are all from set 1. So I tried to make it easy so that you guys didn't have to feel like you needed all of the sets. I did not just pull out these colors, so I'm going to keep mine in the tins like I do, the messy loved tins. But I am still just going to use the colors from set 1. So you guys are good to go if that's what you have. I will also just quickly say, I really think Ranger and Tim Holtz did an amazing job that all the sets have a good rainbow variety in them. So if you don't have set 1 and you have a different set, you probably have a pink or a red, you probably have an orange, and so you can just pull similar colors even if they aren't the same ones. So yeah, I'm excited. And I also love to make Kelly do inky and messy things.
Yes.
I know it's not her usual.
It's good. This is what's fun about this though, right? It gets you to do things that isn't your typical.
Exactly. Okay. So
now before we start, Jen, I know people asked us a lot last time, is what size of paintbrush?
Oh yeah. So Ranger has a set of artist brushes, and that's what you guys carry, right, Kelly? Lawn Fawn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like 7 brushes, 9 brushes for $7. It's a great set of brushes. And I have most of them in my drawer here.
I know I've
mixed
lost
in.
mine.
And mine are the old Claudine Helmuth ones, which are
Mine
the
too.
same. I know. I think we say this every
That's
time.
how long these last. I've had this for longer than Lawn
Well,
Fawn
that's
has been.
exactly. It's definitely how long they last. But what I would use is a round brush
There's a
that's not too small. So so the Ranger ones say 6. It's just like a round brush.
So the size 6 then, not the 4.
You want the
I think
6
it's
or 4?
6.
The 6.
Yeah,
oh,
I
okay.
think
Then I'm
it's-
good.
Okay. Otherwise,
Try using 4, have 4 nearby, because we are going to do stuff that is a little bit more controlled. You might feel more comfortable with that, but I tend to use the one that's closer to 6.
Oh, you're staying here. There's out there.
I love it. Dawn just said, "Look at that clean water, Jen." I'm not sure if you saw my Instagram stories, but I'm like to keep my water dirty. And actually will still cleanly color things. And I showed on my stories how dirty my water was. And I was like, I better change it for Create With Us. Not everybody's used to how I do things. I want to make them nervous. So yeah. Okay. So let's just get started with something easy. Let's just start to watercolor our little bat's body. Now, I told you guys in the kitting instructions not to lose the fangs of his teeth. So I kept mine right in there, but we want to take those out because we do not want to make his fangs black. So I'm actually just going to take them out and set them on this other open piece of Best Ever Craft tape that I have because you don't want to lose it. So put his fangs somewhere really, really safe.
Rebecca thinks I'm going to lose them, but I'm putting them in this little dish.
I'm with Rebecca on that.
Thank you.
I feel like you need to put them to tape or something.
I know. They give them to me, and she's like, "I'm gonna put them right here." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." They'll be gone. I'll record it.
And my most favorite way to use these pencils, if you can't tell by looking at them on the screen, is I actually keep them right in their tins. And I'm just going to take a wet paintbrush and pick up the color. And I'm going to pick up some black soot. Now, if it freaks you out about making your tins messy like this, you can most certainly just pick your pencil up and pull the color. It doesn't bother me, but I do know that it bothers some people. And all we're going to do, you guys, is scribble over our bat's body. Super easy. We're going to get warmed up here.
I did not get enough color.
Yep, that's something you'll learn. If your pencils are newer, it might take a little bit longer to get that pigment on your brush. And then other things you want to start to just kind of pay attention to is how wet is your brush, right? Sometimes you're going to want more water. Sometimes you're going to want less water. And so it just all depends on what you're working on, right? I will also say, now that I have one coat of black soot on the bat, I might want to make him darker, but I'm going to wait till he dries a little bit and then do another layer. So I might go back to that. But right now we're just going to let him be. So see, not scary. Do you still have your fangs, Kelly?
I do still have my fangs. They are still in this dish.
Don't touch the
along
dish.
with some random die cut candy things.
Don't touch the dish.
I like this. A craft desk is like the Bermuda Triangle. I love that.
It really
Okay,
is.
this is very off topic, but I always think about this with Bermuda Triangle. Like I had a deep fear of both quicksand and the Bermuda Triangle growing up, neither of which I have ever encountered.
I've actually come across memes where like children of the 80s literally were put the fear of those in your brain, and we've never experienced any of them, especially like quicksand. Come on. You would think by now we would have experienced quicksand.
Yeah, I'm still like a little worried about it.
Island. They literally fell into a vat of quicksand.
Okay.
But I have been to where they filmed Gilligan's Island. It's just right in the middle of LA. So there definitely was no quick.
No quicksand. So next we're gonna stick with black, and we're gonna color our pirate hat. And you can just color it just like we did the bat's body. But what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna pick up some of my black soot on my paintbrush, and I'm gonna kind of lay a lot of pigment down on the left and the right. And I think about kind of how I would color this with markers if I was, right? So I lay a lot, and I'm going to zoom in for you guys because you don't need to see my pencils as much anymore. You want to see what I'm doing. I don't know why. There we go. And then once I have a bunch of pigment down like this, I'm going to clean my brush in my water. And I share this trick a lot, but I touch my paintbrush to the back of my hand because your sense of touch is going to allow you to know how wet or dry your brush is. Just looking at it with your eyes, you can't really tell. And right now, we don't want it to be drippy wet. We just want it to be damp. And I'm going to take that and pull from my dark areas on my pirate hat. And I'll pull from the other side. And if you want, you can pick up a little bit more black soot, bring it into those dark sides, clean your brush, make sure it's not drippy wet, and pull some more. And this way we're going to just kind of have a highlighted center and a darker edges, which is kind of how I would color it if we were using markers. Does this make sense, Kelly?
Oh yeah, it does. I mean,
Okay.
mine doesn't look as nice as yours, but yes.
Practice.
I
Practice,
think what's funny is like because you're going outside the edges, I'm like, oh, is it? I think it's gonna look better once we pop all the die cuts out.
Yes, that is going to be a little tricky for our eyeballs tonight. Having it in here, I am just coloring like a mad child over here because why not, right? When do we get to color outside of the lines? But yes, it will look a lot better when we pop it out, and it's going to look so cute when we put our little glittery skull on there.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
I know. And we've had a couple of people wondering if there would ever be another critter. And I mean, probably, right? I don't know.
I mean, it is lawn fawn. I mean, can we really survive with only one critter?
Oh my gosh, someone did actually see Quickstand in France. That's
somebody in
crazy.
France.
And Quickstand was in cartoons. That's so true. It was like in the Looney Tunes kind of thing, you know?
It was,
Also
but
in, like,
still, it's like we were like fearful of it. Okay, so now what we're going to do, and if you haven't officially ever built a bunny before, maybe this might be your first time. This piece right here in the upper right corner is the back of, we're going to layer this behind his ears. So we are just going to color that pink. So I'm going to use picked raspberry, and we're just going to color it pink. And I'm sure that there might be some people like, well, Jen, why wouldn't you just cut this out of pink cardstock? I like the texture that you sometimes get with the variety of color from the watercoloring. I've done it with cardstock too, and I love that as well, but I like to do both. And I love to use my distress watercolor pencils. So honestly, it's so much easier for me to die cut everything out of one paper, right? Distress watercolor cardstock, and then just enjoy watercoloring. So, but
I do the same thing with markers because I love my markers. I love this too. It's so much. It's all fun. But I like to just cut everything out of white because it's one pass through my die cut machine. I've got all my pieces, and then I can just relax and color.
Exactly. I don't have to hunt. I don't have to hunt
you
for
can
it.
also cut it out of colors of cardstock or pattern paper, whatever you got in your stash too. Everything looks nice. It's all just a different. It's fun because it's one die and you get to do all sorts of fun.
So many different things with it. Yeah. And so we have two backings of the bunny's ears because we're going to be making two bunnies tonight. So I watercolor both of them. Okay. And then we also have this little circle that is going to go behind the bunny's nose. So we're going to go ahead and color that with picked raspberry as well.
And I forgot to do my other bunny ears. I'm like, oh, there's 2 bunnies.
Yep, 2 bunnies, 2 noses, 2 ears. I am using the smooth side of the Distress Watercolor cardstock. That is pretty much what I use, like probably like a high 90% of the time. Especially if I'm stamping on it, I always use the smooth. But I'll use the textured side when I really want that texture to show. Kind of when I'm making something more artsy. But that's just a personal preference. Your bunny tonight could totally be the textured side, and I bet that would look super cute too. Okay, so next what we are going to do is his bellies, okay? So that's like this little egg shape right here, and the skinnier part is the top of the belly. And you might want to just watch me first because I have to do it twice because, again, we're doing two bellies. And I think sometimes it's easier to see what's happening while you're just watching and not trying to do it at the same time. So I want to just shadow the left side of my bunny's belly just to give it a hint of pink. And the way that I'm going to do that is I am going to pick up some picked raspberry on my paintbrush. So you can see I have pink on the tip of my brush. And I'm going to lay that down. And right away, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's way too dark, right? It's going to be okay. I'm cleaning my brush. I'm making sure it's just damp, not drippy wet. And I'm just going to go in and start to buff and pull that color. I'm going to clean my brush again. Make sure it's not drippy wet. And pull and buff one more time. And it's really just going to soften it, lighten it, and kind of fade it into the white. Okay. So I'm going to do that again, and you guys are going to go ahead and do it twice as well. So I start by adding some picked raspberry down that left side along the bottom. Clean my brush. You don't want it to be drippy wet. And I'm just going to start to pull and kind of buff that edge. I like to clean my brush again because that's going to get any of that pigment off your brush that you picked up from the first pull. And then pull and buff one more time. Or you could do it 3 more times. You can do whatever works for your bunny's belly.
And then someone's asking, isn't that a bunny tail on the little circle? And it's actually, you'll see when we layer behind it, it's actually to fill in the nose, and you'll see how that works once we layer everything. That being said, it would be a really cute bunny tail.
So it could be a bunny tail.
It would be adorable.
It's meant
to be behind the nose, but honestly, I think that we just learned something, a very cute idea.
I was literally typing that.
Yeah. That's actually such a cute idea. I want to try it.
Yay. All right.
And Jen, if we feel like our belly is too dark, can you just go in with water and kind of...
Yeah, just make sure you don't have drippy water because then you kind of just start to lose control because it's just going to really wet your cardstock. So go in with a damp brush and you'll see your damp brush is almost going to like absorb some of that pigment.
Okay.
And then clean your brush because now your brush has pigment, right? And then do it again. Yeah. You're kind of like dabbing and soaking up the color. That's a great question.
Jen, somebody also had a question. If you're using the rough side or the smooth side of the paper, of the watercolor paper. Did she answer that?
She did, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. No worries. So I am using the smooth side, but tonight you can use either side. I think it would look wicked cute both ways.
Shari and I were having a side conversation.
That's so, okay. No worries. All good. All right. I'm trying to stick with colors, but I did forget this little piece right here is the hook hand thingamajiggy for the pirate. I tell you, the things that I have to look up for what the official names are for kitting and coloring. I now forgot what I called it on the handout, but we are going to color this black. And what I did is kind of like what we did with the pirate's hat. I added a little bit more dark at the top. And then clean my brush And I'm just going to pull it down. Whoop, see, I just had a drop. It's all good. It happens. So I dropped a big droplet of water. So you can see I'm actually really just soaking up the water with my brush. I could also dab it with my flour sackcloth. And I'm going to start again. It's all good. It's actually, watercoloring makes people nervous, but it's actually so much more forgiving than markers in the end when you start to kind of figure it out.
Yeah, I went crazy on this one, but that's okay.
That's okay. It's a really little piece. You really could just color it all black as well. I just, you know me, I like to like go a little over the top to teach people as much as I can, but you can choose.
Yeah, I'm just picking up. I don't know what I was thinking. I needed that much.
Towels?
No, I just used a tissue. I picked up. I've got our endless source. I know everyone says it's just a thing, but when kids are 5, man, he's always got a runny nose.
Just full of snot.
Yep.
All the time.
So we've just got our pile of tissues here.
I'm going to do another layer on my back because I just really want him to be really dark. And since he dried a little bit, I know that extra layer will stay. Okay. So next, let's go ahead and color our, let's do our little purple strip here that's going to go on the witch's hat. It's like the trim. And I colored that with Villainous Potion, a purple. And the wider part of the strip is the bottom. So I did try to concentrate my color towards the bottom and make it a little bit lighter on top. Again, if that's putting you over the edge, don't worry. I just get coloring and I forget that I'm going to have to teach hundreds of people how to do this. So.
Well, I mean, anything, that's the thing about the watercolor that's so nice is like, it's going to look cool. Also, if you're not sure about it, let it dry and then.
Exactly. Yep. You can go back in and add
some more. Or use your random tissues.
Yeah, a lot.
And if someone's asking how Miles liked his first day of school, he doesn't start until the 2nd, actually. So he hasn't had his first day of school yet today or this year. So, so we're getting pretty excited for Tuesday though.
Yeah, we don't start until after Labor Day around here either. There's just been like open houses and getting classrooms ready.
Yeah, all the stuff. Yeah.
Okay, somebody mentioned that I don't even know how to say this, pangolin animal is a really cool. It is it looks like a prehistoric out of I don't know what it is, but creature. It is definitely interesting.
I'll have to look it up after.
We're going to have, yes. This is a Miles kind of.
All right. So next we're going to color. We've got 2 pumpkins. We've got our little jack-o'-lantern treat container and we've got our little baby pumpkin. And what I'm actually going to do first is I am going to put some mustard seed, which is the yellow, all over both of them. We're kind of doing things a little backwards to how I do things with markers.
A lot of people saying they started school earlier. Our town does too. Miles's school just happened to start a little bit later, but all his friends have started already.
Yeah, my daughter started on, when was it? The 11th?
Oh, wow.
No, the week after the 19th. Yeah.
The 19th.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been in school for a week now.
I think being in New England and on Cape Cod, which is just a summer focused area, they just really try to extend that summer for kids.
Well, in New York, growing up in New York, even now the kids start after Labor Day.
Yeah. It's definitely a more
It's East Coast because I didn't
place.
Yeah, when I moved to California for high school, and I actually ended up literally moving on the first day of my high school because my parents didn't realize that school was going to be starting already. Because I moved there like the day before and then started high school.
Crazy. All right, so now we're going to pick up some Rusty Hinge, which is just a dark orange. And I'm going to start with just one pumpkin, and I'm going to start to just put the pigment of that orange on the left and the right. I'm going to clean my brush, make sure it's not drippy, and I'm going to just start to pull that color in. And I do a lot of dabbing if you guys are watching me. I'm not really like painting, like swiping my brush. I'm doing a little bit more dabbing. And don't be afraid to go back in and add a little bit more pigment. Clean your brush. And I'm just kind of dabbing towards the center, just to get a little bit more of a highlight in that center, leaving a little bit of that yellow peeking through. And we're going to do the same exact thing with our jack-o'-lantern. I even added some pigment towards the bottom too.
I'm realizing that my brush has to be a lot drier than you would think to do the sort of like blending out of the color.
Yes.
I don't know if other people are finding that too.
Yeah, you don't want it wicked dry, but you definitely, I always say this when I am teaching watercoloring, teaching people how much water to have on the brush is virtually impossible. So I can just kind of keep talking through it with you, but it really is just going to take practice to get that sense. Oh my gosh, so cute.
I love the little jack-o'-lantern buckets. Oh, it's my favorite.
Yeah. And they are obviously going to look so much cuter when we take them out of the scribbly mess that we're making. Oh my gosh. All right. And then the bottom of our broom, like our broom bristles, what I did with this is we're going to actually color the whole thing in mustard seed. And you want it to be fairly dark, like bright, since mustard seed's a pretty light color. And then while this is still wet, I'm going to go ahead and pick up some walnut stain. And I do sometimes have to read the labels on my browns. Don't tell Tim. And I just started like dabbing some walnut stain over that mustard seed. And I'm dabbing so that I'm not just completely covering it. But because Distress watercolor pencils are translucent, you're going to still see some of that yellow shining through, which is going to look so cool once it dries. And I am kind of concentrating more brown towards the top and like the left side.
And so you're just like pouncing almost.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And I was just doing this similar technique. I was watercoloring some fall leaves. And you figure fall leaves have so many different colors on one leaf. This was a neat way to kind of get different colors to shine through. And you can always go back in and grab a little bit more mustard seed and dab that in. The other thing about watercoloring is you literally could keep playing with it over and over and over. It's
yeah, like, you almost need someone to tell you, all right, stop.
Yeah, it's tough in a class because it's like you just want to work on this broom bristles for like 3 hours. And I like things to air dry often with Distress watercolor pencils because some really fun textures are going to just come through organically as things dry, especially like on our pumpkin and our broom bristles. So I very rarely use my heat tool when I am watercoloring with these, just as a little side note. Okay, and then this funny shape right here is actually what's going behind the bunny's eyes. So we're just going to color that all black. And there's two of those. Yeah. Yep.
You know, someone was saying their son started on May 11th in San Diego, and good friends of mine are teachers in San Diego, and they've done that year round school for years. Yeah.
what ends up happening? They just have more school breaks throughout the year.
Yeah, so you have like, yeah, these sort of like big fall break, like, so you'll have
Yeah,
these like 2 or 3 week chunks, but you don't have that big 2,
almost
3
like
months summer
semester
break.
breaks, like when you're in college. Like,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I will
yeah,
say that's kind of nice when you're doing vacations and stuff because you're not vacationing when everybody else is. But a lot
True.
of kids need on
right.
the same kind of problems
That's
where
because the kids are not all on the same. So you might have one in elementary school that's on it, but then the high school kid isn't. And I think
yes,
that's
and
where
the
it's
district,
tricky.
the entire district should be on the same
Yeah,
schedule.
because it's tricky once.
Yeah.
When you have one kid, that becomes a problem because then you're not having any family time.
So next what we're going to do is we are going to make our bunny spooky. Now, he is standing underneath a full spooky moon in both of our cards. So I wanted to give him a little bit a hint of spooky shadow. Like he's a white bunny, but he's got to have a little bit of a spooky shadow. So I'm going to actually use speckled egg. And this is, again, if you want to kind of just watch first, because I'm going to be doing it on the rest of the pieces multiple times. So I'm going to pick up some of the speckled egg on my paintbrush. And I'm going to shadow the left side of the bunny. So I'll start with his body just so we don't kind of get confused by the eyes and stuff. But I'm just going to lay some speckled egg down. And then I'm going to clean my brush and make sure it's not super wet and just pull and buff it out. Doesn't look like a lot, but it's going to be just enough to give him this like spooky glow of a shadow. And then I'll add some on the left side of his right leg, right? And then we'll do the left side of his face. Speckled egg is a really fun color that I find I use more than you would think you use it. It's kind of one of
It
those,
is really pretty.
yeah, it's kind of one of those colors that's like, I don't know, looking at it on a shelf when you're shopping isn't as exciting, but when you start working with it, it's like, oh.
It's our Lawn Fawn sugar cookie ink is like that for me
Yes.
because it's like that little
Yep.
thing you need. It's not the most exciting color to buy, but ends up being the thing you end up using the most.
Yeah, exactly. And then he has this other body because when you get the Build-A-Bunny, he has two different styles of bodies and two different styles of hands. So I'm going to do the same thing. It's just shadow that left side. Now, because my watercolor pencils, I keep them in the tin like this and they're so loved. And, sometimes I do accidentally pick up a little bit of the color that's next to it. I don't let that freak me out. I just did that. That's why this looks so dark. I picked up a little bit of weathered wood. I just kind of go with the flow. Watercolor.
I like that.
Yeah. Honestly, most of the time they're like happy accidents when I do that.
This is a lesson in letting go.
Yep. It's hard, I know.
And you guys are asking for hints.
Oh, we gave a hint.
I did give a hint for the new release, but I will give a hint that there is a new mouse set because that's a good hint.
Yep.
Someone was asking. And there is a new mouse set, and it's actually, I think it's one of my favorite ones. It is very cute.
I just saw Shari's comment that they're having an amazing sunset in North Carolina. It would inspire a watercolor sky for sure. That sounds like the skies we had yesterday. It was so cool, Kelly. I'll have to send you the video after we get off our live, but I had to go outside because like half of our property was in the sunshine and half of it was in the clouds, but the half that was in the sunshine had the big raindrops coming down. It was the coolest thing ever.
Whoa.
So I like did a little video of myself like
Oh, you have
Go,
to
yeah,
send that.
I will. It just was so pretty. And somebody commented, I posted on my stories, and somebody's like, it looks like fairy raindrops. And I'm like, it does. All right. And then when we have his arms, okay, all I did was I shadowed the underneath of the arms. So on this style, it's going to be like the outer edge. Actually, both styles, it's the outer edge, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, you can just watch me do it.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I'm working on the little sitting body.
Okay. Her son sits like a watercolor.
Oh, I haven't looked at it. Shari sent a picture.
Yeah, it's a watercolor.
Oh, that is unreal.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you're here. Lawn Fawn is next. I don't know if you guys can hear the sirens, but Lawn Fawn is next to the fire station. So that's why you, whenever we're doing lives, all of a sudden we'll hear a fire truck. When Miles was little, that's all he wanted to do was sit. He would sit on top of our tables, and we have these big windows out where we pack orders and just to look out for the fire trucks.
Love it. And then the last thing we're going to do is we are going to rosy the cheeks on the bunny. And I just want to say a couple things. I know sometimes we can lose track of rosying cheeks, and then it just ends up looking like a Halloween very scary bunny, which wouldn't be bad in this situation. There are two things I just want to mention. If your bunny heads are very wet, I wouldn't rosy your cheeks yet, because you're just going to lose control of your little dot of pink. And if this makes you nervous, you could just grab your marker and rosy the cheeks. You don't have to watercolor your cheeks. But I'll show you what I do.
Can I just say, did you ever think you would say that sentence? If your bunny's a little too wet, don't
Yes.
rosy the cheeks.
Yeah.
One of those sentences.
Sounds like we're putting makeup on our pet bunny.
I know, yeah.
That's funny that you gave a bath to.
But if your cardstock's still really wet, don't do this, because it's just like when we rosy cheeks with our alcohol-based markers, we wait till that alcohol dries. But what I do is I'm actually going to pick up some picked raspberry, okay? And I actually dab it on the plastic of the case, and I bring a little bit of water to that. I'm diluting it. And then I'm going to go into the bunny and just kind of start to make a little cute oval. Now, if it gets too pink, we can always add a little bit of water to take some of that color away. So don't worry too much about that. I know when we talk about ink blending, we're like, you can't take color away, but in this case, you can. And I'm actually just going in with a damp brush and pulling just a little bit. And then when I go to do my second bunny, I'm not even going to touch my pencil. I'm just going to go back into this little bit of pink leftover I got here on my plastic case. Now, if you have all the colors, could you use spun sugar or kitsch flamingo? Of course you could. But I also like a really pink cheek.
All right, I did the rose cheek. It worked. I actually used whatever was left on my brush from doing the first one for the second one, and it looks really cute.
Oh, perfect. Good idea.
Now it does actually feel like we're doing the Muddy's makeup, because we're like contouring.
Literally.
I don't know how to do this on. I could do it on a bunny. I do not know how to do this.
Yeah.
But like
definitely.
contouring and you know when people do, I don't know how to do it, but I like seeing the video where people put like the weird splotches of color and their face looks totally crazy.
Yeah.
And then they like blend it out and it's like this perfect makeup.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, like this. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even own foundation. I don't know what to do with it. But I know how to paint a bunny.
You just mentioned they're looking forward to the rest of the releases videos. When is the next Inspiration Week?
Well, we actually have everything for fall release. There is an intro video for every single product in the fall release already, which is amazing. And then our next Inspiration Week, I'm looking at my calendar, can't see it with my glasses, starts on September 17th. And that will be showcasing our winter release, which is available on September 25th. So starting on the 17th, we'll have a whole new batch of intro videos. But Shari can link the playlist because we have all the intro videos for fall available. And there's so many cute cards. You guys have to check it out for sure.
There are so many. I actually was able to attend quite a few of the premieres, and they were so good. Look at that. That is awesome, Kelly.
I know. I'm so happy with it.
We're going to let those pieces dry before we start putting any bunnies together, and we're going to keep watercoloring other bits of our cards.
I like to note that I have not lost the fangs. I'm just putting that out there.
Okay, I'm proud of you.
There's still time.
There's still time, but I have not lost the fangs.
So I have my 2 card kits here. Kelly, can you tell me which card number is the pirate?
The pirate is card 1.
Okay. So we're going to take the moon out of our card kit 1, which is the pirate card. And this is from our full moon die. And if you don't have this die, you could even just use a circle, right?
8.5 by 11 more.
And it is cut out of distress watercolor cardstock.
The moon is, but the paper's not.
Oops.
Oh, got it. Oh, I think somebody thinks you sound like Melissa McCarthy, Rebecca.
Who, what, me?
That's cool. There used to be this thing when I first started doing YouTube videos. This is like the beginning of Lawn Fun, like 15 years ago. I guess I sound like Katy Perry. And I never showed my face. It was only ever my hands. And people were convinced that I was her.
Okay.
Secretly making stamping videos. Anyways, it was a weird, YouTube was weird 15 years ago.
Well, yeah, very different for sure. So I am just adding mustard seed, which is a light yellow, all over my full moon. And we want to work fairly quickly. I don't know how dry it is where you are. Well, I know how dry it is where Kelly is, but
I was going to say my water is drying before my eyes. I decided to get a bigger.
We have low humidity right now too, believe it or not. But we want to work a little quickly because we want it to kind of stay damp. And then we're going to pick up Rusty Hinge, which is an orange. And we're just going to start to put that on the left side, which we can always move it later if you started on the right side. But we're just going to start to add a little shadow. And then what I like to do is go back to mustard seed and kind of buff in between the two. So instead of clean water, this time I'm going back to the lighter color and kind of buffing that line out.
My moon is getting kind of sort of puckering, because it's so wet. Yeah. Is that okay?
So, yep. So mine is a little bit too. I'm kind of keeping my finger on it. If it's really bothering you, Kelly, if you look, you can just take your moon and just gently tug it the opposite way. It'll lay flat again. It's just because we're adding water to the cardstock.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I was like, I'm probably not the only one having that. So.
Yeah, no. And I'll often do that because I don't want drips and stuff to form. But you can make your moon look however you want.
Okay, we can go back and forth between the colors.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Smooth it out, lighten it, layer over, kind of like what we did with the broomstick. Whatever you would like. So yes, Linda, the next release is Christmas and Winter.
Yes. We did things a little different this year. We split them up.
Yep.
It's our 15th birthday. We decided to go crazy.
Teenagers.
I know, right? It's our quinceañera.
Yeah. I love this full moon die though with the little craters. It's so cute.
I know, it's so fun.
So cute.
Now, Miles is going to want to do this when he sees this video because it's
Big
like
time.
anything space.
Yeah.
He loves all the painting and doing this kind of stuff.
Thank you, Shari. She just said beautiful moon.
All right, let's see. All right, here's how mine turned out. Can I see yours again, Jen?
Yeah, looks awesome. Yeah, right here. That
Yeah.
looks great.
Oh,
Looks good.
yay.
I love it.
You did it.
Elizabeth says, LOL, I actually blew at the moon when you held it up. I was trying to dry it. Funny. Okay, so now out of our other card kit, so the card 2 kit, we are going to just take just our moon out for now. Got another moon. And for this one, we are going to color the whole thing speckled egg. And then we're going to do the right side with salvage patina.
I keep like messing at my moon because I'm touching it with my fingers and then it like and now I can't stop. I keep going back and forth. Tell me to stop, Jen. So wait, which color are you using for that one? Salvage patina?
Nope, speckled egg first.
And then salvage patina.
And then on the right side, thank you, Rebecca, we're going to do salvage patina. Kind of like a, the different phases of the moon is kind of how I was like envisioning this one. Don't tell Miles that if this isn't accurate.
I was just going to say, you will be educated.
Tell him that Auntie Jenny was getting scientific, because I probably am doing it wrong. But in my imagination, which is not wrong.
And so the salvage, for just in case anyone else is catching up like me, salvage patina is over the whole thing.
Nope. Speckled egg over the whole.
I mean, I keep saying, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Speckled egg over the whole entire thing. And then while your moon is still damp, you're going to take some salvage patina and kind of make like, oh, I went the wrong way. Make like a phase in the moon.
Or something. Yeah. No, it's just funny because like to me, the color name should be reversed.
I hear ya.
That's why I get them confused.
But the reason why we did speckled egg over the whole thing, just to kind of explain why we didn't just do it where we're keeping it. As we do salvage patina, again, because distressed watercolor pencils are translucent, and because salvage patina is such a light color, you're going to kind of get that speckled egg muddling through that salvage patina, which is going to look really cool, I think.
It makes the craters pop too.
Yeah, it does. And this is one where I wouldn't play too much. Like, just get it down and be good with it. Hello, Betsy. Hello, Melissa. Hello, everybody that's coming in. Love it. And then you let me know when you're done that part, Kelly.
Okay. Yeah, I'm struggling a little here just to catch up. But I think
no worries.
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Elizabeth
I've run out of words.
Good.
Gosh, that's pretty.
It's cool,
well,
right?
I picked up some of the yellow that was kind of left on my sheet from the.
Oh, yeah.
But it kind of looks kind of cool.
Oh, good.
I like it.
It looks kind of neat.
It's like a little bluey green color.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just that's why I was like, oh. I don't know. What do we think?
I'm hiring Shari to make some spooky moons soon. I love it. Oh yeah, I love it. Looks good.
Okay.
Looks good. All right, so we're going to set that aside. And then in your card 2 kit, I had you guys create your card base out of distressed watercolor cardstock. Now, I'm pretty sure Lawn Fawn only carries the 4 1/4 by 5.5 panels. That's totally fine. You could cut your full moon out of the panel and out of the front of your card base and just layer. Does that make sense? So I don't know how they kit for you, Kelly.
I've got a card base, like a whole.
And this is out of Distress Watercolor cardstock?
I think it's just normal watercolor because we don't have the distress.
Okay. That's what I meant. It's not out of just plain cardstock.
No, yeah.
Watercolor.
Perfect. Okay. No problem. I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes I follow directions.
I just have one of those like big, like 8.5 by 11 pads of just normal watercolor.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my card up just so that we're working on the front. I'm going to move all my pencils out of the way except for the 2 that I need.
Yeah, it's hot in here.
I'm falling asleep. I'm like, it's got to be the...
Yeah.
And we are going to work on this really fun background. And so I can't stress enough that we don't want it to look wicked smooth, right? We're not ink blending right now. This was like, I chose to use watercolors for the texture, not to have an ink blended background. So what we're going to do, and I'm just going to kind of explain it before we start, because you do, again, depending on how dry it is where you are, you do need to work a little bit quickly just so that we can work with everything while it's still wet. So what I'm going to do first is right around this opening is I'm going to lay down a bunch of speckled egg. All right. Then I'm going to lay down Villainous Potion, but I'm not going to go right next to speckled egg. I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap because I want to control when they start to blend together. And if I go right at the edge of a wet color with another wet color, they're going to blend together on their own. So I'm going to do speckled egg. Then I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap and do Villainous Potion. And then I'm going to take my brush, clean it, go back in with speckled egg and buff that gap between the two. So I can kind of control the overlap. And then once I get that to look the way I want, I'm just going at the corners with, and at the bottom with some black soot, just to give it a little bit of a spooky feel. All right. So we're going to do it all together. But I just wanted to kind of talk it through.
For people like me, like I think that was why I struggled a little bit with the moons, was because it's just drying so fast. Would it make sense to use a bigger brush?
You could use a bigger brush if you want, for sure, because this is such a bigger area.
Yeah.
And then another idea is you could try, Kelly. Do you have like your spray bottle? You could try just misting your whole background just to get it damp to go. Yeah. You're not going to have as much control, but we don't need a lot of control for this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just definitely keep a gap between speckled egg and Villainous Potion before you then go back in with speckled egg to fill in that gap. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have a really good question before we start. It says, I'm just planning some costumes, watching you create. Would it be okay to post my creation related to the live, even though I'm not following your instructions? Absolutely.
Please do.
Yeah, please don't follow our instructions. Go crazy, have fun, and then share it, because we want to see everything that you create. Even if you're making a Christmas card right now, whatever you're creating, we want to see it.
Creating. Yeah, and tag Lawn Fawn, and please tag me too, because it makes my heart happy when we inspire you to just create. So please do. Melissa just asked, how many Mermaid Lagoon pencils have you gone through? So Mermaid Lagoon is actually not my number one pencil that I go down, but I have 2 little nubs of peacock feathers left.
I was going to say peacock feathers. That's,
yeah. But, okay. So I am going to start with my speckled egg. And you want it to be fairly juicy, a lot of pigment. And I'm doing like, I don't know, about 1/4 of an inch thickness-ish. I do not want you to measure. I'm only saying that for people who are nervous. And once we get that down, I'm going to clean my brush and I'm going to quickly go over to Villainous Potion. But this is when I said I'm going to leave a gap. And I definitely want to keep like my brush strokes because this is what's going to kind of make it look like a galaxy sky. I had a lot of fun making these backgrounds.
I was gonna say, this is already so pretty. Spraying the paper, by the way, has already really helped.
Oh, good.
Just
I'm
for
glad that
anyone
you
else.
brought that up because I wouldn't have thought of that just because we always just have, even though we don't have a lot of humidity right now, we still have way more humidity than you do.
Oh
So.
yeah.
Yeah, we're
Well, yeah, we're dry. Yeah, and we're filling the purple's filling all the way to the
Yep,
corners, right?
fill in
Back of our,
everywhere. Yep, because you'll go over that a little bit with black soot. And we can worry about that later. Don't worry about that now. We're just trying to get all this filled in.
yeah, like I'm gonna spray this again.
And I am almost at the part that I'm going to be able to buff between my two colors. So if you're working, but you kind of want to see that part, you might want to just pause and look up. So what I'm going to do, you can see how I left a little bit of a gap. I'm cleaning my brush. I'm going to bring in some speckled egg and I'm going to just bring it right into that Villainous Potion, overlapping it a little bit because that's going to get the two to mix together. And I really like the wetter the brush, the better on this, just so you can get some good movement. And then once you get to this stage is when I kind of went back to Villainous Potion and I started to just kind of put a few more wispy lines in wherever it seemed to need them.
Yeah, mine. I have to like darken up my color now. My
Yep.
Villainous Potion ended up really light.
I think because you wet your paper, because it is a really
Yeah,
dark color.
exactly. Yeah, well, I'm going back in. It's looking good.
So I've got Villainous Potion up here not behaving. So I'm actually just going to take my flour sackcloth and just stop that from happening, which leaves a white spot, but I can go back and fix that. There we go. I love it. It's so fun.
It is. This is really fun.
Right? It's like literal, like not that creating cards is not playing in general, but this is like true playing.
Yeah, because you're just like, I'm just gonna keep going. This is awesome.
Right. Oh my gosh. I'm hitting my keyboard with my watercolor pencils. Like, why is my computer spazzing out as we go
Oh,
offline?
it's like
Okay, so now I'm picking up some black soot and I'm just kind of putting it along the bottom and kind of rounding in those corners. You don't want too much because you want that Villainous Potion to shine through, but it's just enough to kind of give a little spooky frame. I didn't go down the sides. I just kind of did the top corners, the bottom corners, and along the bottom. Again, kind of envisioning if I were to take my black ink pad and kind of ink blend a little bit. Oh my gosh, so cute. Love it. Love it.
so fun.
Oh,
I wish we
thank
could
you.
all like. I wish everyone could hold up their cool skies.
I know. I
Thanks
wish
for the spirit.
everybody. I love it.
I'm
Thank you
still on
so
my
much.
purple, just so you know.
Airworks, which I think is Annalisa, but I might be wrong. It's so hard to remember everybody's screen names to their names. But she just said, I highly recommend Jen's Distress Watercolor Pencil class. And Shari linked it. Thank you so much.
No, these are really, it is really fun. I think it's like,
Very freeing.
it's, yeah. And I think for like beginners like me, like they make it a little easier, you know?
Yeah, I find the distress watercolor pencils just make it watercoloring far more approachable. Um, so yeah.
It's like watercolor, but it looks like a marker. So you somehow your brain thinks, okay.
Right?
Can you
And then
show?
yeah,
Okay, so your black to your purple. Did you go back with your purple and
oh,
like?
I didn't, but I didn't have a ton of black on my brush.
Okay,
That's why you're able to see the purple through it. But if
got it.
you go too heavy on black and you want more purple to show, you could go back over it with purple if you want.
Got it.
Again, it's very, very forgiving. Um, and that is all we're doing with distress watercolor pencils. Now, I did have as an optional supply the Gonzai Tombi Starry palette. We're going to use that at the end. We are going to do our ink blending first, and we're going to let this background. Oh, no, we have to do the inside of our card. I forgot. I never decorate insides. Oh, I'm so silly.
Okay, I think I did okay.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
Yay!
Yay. Now, is yours really drippy, Kelly, even though you
Um,
wet it?
not super drippy. It's
Okay. So
it's all like foldy, you know, but
what I think we're going to do, just so we can finish up with our watercolor pencils, I think we should close our card. Okay. So we've got watercolor paper on the inside. And I am going to, actually, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. We don't have to have a circle. Sorry. I was thinking we had to trace a circle, but we're putting the moon in there. Here's the inside. So our moon is going to go in here.
oh, I see, I see.
So what I did is just Villainous Potion, and then I just kind of like let it fade out on the bottom. So if you want to know where your moon's going to be, you most certainly could just close your card, take your paintbrush with a little Villainous Potion, just don't touch it on your speckled egg, but you could just get a sense like that. Right?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then I'm going to just make sure I'm holding up my front cover just so I'm not smushing it down because it is still a little wet. And this is no rhyme or reason, you guys. I literally just took Villainous Potion and just scribbled it. The reason why you might want to know where your moon ends, is I started to then fade out the Villainous Potion at the end. I didn't have it go along the whole thing.
Got it. But since we're covering this with the moon.
Yes, but like what I was just explaining is I traced the moon just so I knew where I wanted to start to fade out the purple. Because I don't have purple going all the way to the bottom. Yeah. So I'm actually finding it easier to hold it sideways like this.
Just this, like this with one color, like that
It's
would
so
just
pretty.
like that could be your whole card, you know?
Yep, because the watercolor is just going to kind of do its own thing, which is so fun to see like how it turns out. So not Lawn Fawn related, but I know you won't mind me mentioning it because we love Papercraft Clubhouse in Connecticut. I am teaching with distress watercolor pencils and we're making mixed media cards.
Ooh, that's fun.
In September. So. And so when I want to fade it out at the bottom, I'm just going in with a wet brush, no pigment, and just kind of pulling that color until it's almost white just to get that fade. Everybody got quiet in the chat.
I know because
they're all
busy.
Yeah, I keep staring. I'm looking at them.
I keep looking up and it's like the same comments from Annalisa. And I'm like, oh boy, But then there
Everyone's
are still
busy.
eyeballs here, so it's not that I scared everybody away.
No, it's just everybody's concentrating.
I love it. That makes me happy.
All right, Jen. If our cards are mine's starting to get like
That's okay.
you know,
Don't worry about that right now.
okay.
Yep. So I'm actually off camera. I'm going to put my card like this on my desk, where
Okay.
you kind of have it like up like a tent kind of off camera so that we're going to do, we will still need our water, but we're not going to need our distress watercolor pencils anymore.
Okay.
But we won't need our water for a few minutes because we're going to do some good old ink blending next.
All right. All right. I need to clean my mess.
Yeah, if you have watercolor pencil on your glass mat, you can still use your isopropyl alcohol and rub it with your flour sack cloth, and it'll clean it all right up.
Yeah, I was very glad I switched to my glass mat for class. Yeah, because I really want to start using a glass mat, but because we have fluorescent lights here, we haven't been able to figure out
Oh, yeah.
how to be able to use a glass mat all the time.
Oh, don't be sorry for being chatty. I just was like, oh no, did I scare everybody away? But luckily I still saw there was some eyeballs here. So I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
we want all the chats.
Yeah.
Jen and I are chatty people.
Oh yeah. So in card kit 1, you guys should have a piece of white cardstock that you like to ink blend on. So I'm using Distress White Heavy Stock, and it's just 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And we're going to do some good old ink blending. Switching it up. So I am going to be using Lawn Fawn inks. And I always swatch them out for you guys because we know there's a lot of inks out there. I will just say, though, that I truly feel there's certain colors that are really unique to certain brands. And some of Lawn Fawn's really good colors are 2 of these. I love number 2 pencil. It's like an earthy yellow. And Deep Sea is one of the most prettiest navies. Another really good Halloween and fall color that I didn't use this time, but if you're shopping inks, is Soot. Soot is like not a black, it's not a gray, it's not a brown. It's all of the magicalness.
It's all of them at one time.
It really is. And so again, totally fully understand there's a lot of inks out there, but I do think certain brands have some really fun, unique colors. Okay, so we're going to use number 2 pencil, and we're going to make the background that our yellow moon is going to go on. So we are going to start ink blending right in the center of our cardstock. Now, it's going to be forgiving because if you accidentally get a little bit of a mark, you are going to have your moon to cover it up. But there might be a day that you don't want to put a moon on here and you just want to ink blend your own moon. So I'm just going to explain to you kind of how I go at this where I don't get marks going in to the center and not pulling the ink in. So I'm going to ink up my blending brush and I'm going to tap it off. So some of that ink gets tapped off on my non-porous surface. And I'm barely holding my blending brush. Like I'm not gripping it. I'm barely holding it. And I'm just going to start going in and buffing in a circle. And at first, it doesn't look like anything's happening. But the more you do it, it's going to build up those layers. And again, tonight we're going to be covering it. But maybe you don't have the full moon die and you just want to ink blend yourself a moon. This is how you can do it and get a really nice soft blend without getting any marks. So I'm not pushing harder. I'm just continuously going over it. Pressing harder won't get your results faster, as much as impatient Jen wants it to. And all this ink that I tap off on my non-porous surface, I'll sometimes just go right in there and wipe up some of that and use that instead of going right back to my ink pad. And I know I'm getting a circle here. I'm going to leave that tonight. But if you wanted to fill it in, you would just do little circles like this. But we don't have to worry about filling it in, right? So just so you know, we're going to do number 2 pencil almost to the edge. Then we're going to do sugar plum, and then we're going to dust it with deep sea. And then we're going to die cut this with our outside in stitched rectangle or trim it to size. So you want a fairly big circle is what I was getting at.
And then Melissa has a really good question. She's asking how people are storing their stamps, dies, and stencils by alphabetical or occasion or holiday. So I put all my stamp, stencil, and dies all in a pocket. So I put the coloring stencil, everything all together. And then we always have a little bag in here of like extra bits that we've die cut but not like used on a card.
That gets stolen by a 5-year-old.
Yes. Exactly. And then we store by alphabetical order because of how we work here at Law and Fun, because we're always having to reference so many sets. But if it was me personally, I would store by like alphabets, sentiments, Christmas, backgrounds, that kind of general birthday. I would personally do that. Or like, I love the mice sets. I might have a mice section and all my mice would be together. That's what I would like. That's what I would do, I think.
I would go crazy.
I just have to confess that the reason why I wasn't seeing any comments is because I hit my keyboard, so my comments got stuck. So people were talking. So anyways, just making a confession there that I'm not as techy as I seem. But I love it. I see Elizabeth said that she's still here. She's just biting my tongue literally as I'm concentrating. Okay, so next what we're going to do is sugar plum. And I'm using Lawn Fawn inks, which are water-based dye inks, like Distress are water-based dye inks. They are translucent. So what's nice about when you use a translucent ink is as we start to layer, we're going to get a really cool, like in-between color. So for sugar plum, I am still tapping a lot of that ink off on my table, which is a glass tabletop. I'm literally going to ink blend my table and bring my brush in towards the number 2 pencil so that it overlaps just slightly and you get this really pretty color with the two of them together.
Oh, that's pretty.
Right?
Two colors I would never think to put together, and they look beautiful.
My mission this fall has been like all the different color palettes. Like, I showed you my color palette we're doing in my Witchy Wishes online class.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
So magical. And not a speck of orange, even though it's a Halloween class.
Yeah, this is fun. This is so pretty.
Right?
See, I know we both get quiet. We're like, oh, I gotta focus.
Concentrating.
It's like when you eat food that's really delicious.
A little bit more with your yellow brush again, just to kind of pop that yellow, if you want, but you don't have to. Yeah, Witchy Wishes. And now I am going to clean off my surface because I don't want to bring any of that purple ink in when I bring in Deep Sea.
Did you go back to your yellow, Jen?
I did, just with whatever was left on my brush, just to kind of make that yellow pop again.
So it's funny, I'm not used to working on a glass mat, and it's like, oh, there's ink everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta be careful.
In a good way, though, because then you.
Oh yeah, in a good way. I'm just not used to.
But yeah. All right, so now I'm going to take Deep Sea, which is a wicked intense color. So you definitely want to tap that off. Like, look at all that ink. And we're just going to buff some on the edges. Now, we are going to either use our outside in stitched rectangle or you're going to trim this 1/8 of an inch off of all 4 sides. So we only want to dust the edges, but we want to dust them in farther than 1/8 of an inch-ish. I've said so many measurements tonight that if anybody is new to me, they're going to think I actually measure things.
Jen, do you know that? Yeah, when you said to die cut the moon 1/2 inch down, I took out my ruler. I'm like, there's no way she measured this.
I don't measure it, but I know for my instructions, I need to put it there or I'll stress people out.
You stressed me out. I was shocked to find it. I was like, woohoo!
Oh, all my years of making the class prep handouts.
And me texting you going, so how far away is this?
Oh, right. I've learned.
What size is that?
My students have taught me over the years what they need to know, so I'm getting pretty good at it.
Oh my gosh, this looks so cool.
Right?
I know. I feel like I do need to go back in with my purple.
This is just gorgeous.
It's so pretty. I went. The deep sea's so pretty. I went a little crazy with it.
That's okay. I even just sometimes just go back in with my blending brush of my purple. I don't even really pick up more ink, but it kind of just buffs everything together. Julie just asked, Jen, do you have an update on dividers for your binders? I'm eagerly awaiting news. I actually just chatted about that, Julie, during my Crafty Chat Live yesterday. Unfortunately, my binder manufacturer, which was based in the United States, has closed. And I have a lot of binders, but no dividers left because I was selling them separately. I have a couple ideas of where I can source them, but I just haven't had time to figure that out just yet. So that's the bad news. The good news, because I don't have dividers right now, my binders are on sale. So you could get some discounted binders, but I hope to be able to restock dividers. Okay, so I am going to take, if you're new, this is the outside in stitched rectangle. There's 2 other dies in this set, but this is the only one I use. It die cuts this out so that it'll be end up being 4 by 5 1/4, and it's going to have a really cute stitching edge, and then it'll give a nice little border for us to use some black cardstock to mat it. It's all Shari's fault. When she and I became friends a million years ago, she showed me this trick, and now I have to do it all the time forever. So I'm just doing that off camera over here. I like to ink blend first and die cut after because I just think it cleans up the edges a little bit. So that is why I didn't have you guys die cut it first. If you don't have this die, you can trim your background down just 1/8 of an inch off of all 4 sides. And I wanted to show you guys how I do that so you don't really panic about hearing that measurement, because 1/8 of an inch would panic me. This is the trimmer I have that happens to have the 1/4 inch grid on here. So what I do when I want to trim this down, which I'm not going to trim this because this is for class, but right now this is 4 1/4. What I do is I just eyeball between 4 1/4 and 4. And I would just bring this over and eyeball it and trim. And then I would turn it and bring it to 4 and trim. You could just cut 1/4 of an inch off, but since we kind of centered our whole ink blending, it might look a little off. So that's just my explanation of how I do that.
And someone was mentioning that they have a building their collection, going back to older sets, which I love. And she combines sweet spiders and wild wolves, and I love that.
Oh, I love that.
That's what we love. That's why we always try to create new things that go with old favorites, because we want you guys. We love the older stamp sets just as much as the newer ones.
We do. How is your card base, Kelly? Is it still really wet?
No, it's actually not. Well, once again, because it's really dry.
I know.
So it dried out already.
Let me know in the chat if you're creating along with us. If your card base is still really, really wet, let me know in the chat, and I'll wait a minute to see that. Because if it is, we can put together our bunnies. But I thought we would splatter first.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a good
true
indicator because it is like real dry here.
And
it's hot and dry. Yeah.
AC on.
Oh yeah, and we don't have our AC on.
Yeah, Cynthia says the large inside out rectangle may be outside in stitch rectangle might be my most used die ever. I don't even put it away anymore. I have actually 2 of them, almost like scissors. You know, you lose one pair and you find the other.
You need another one?
Yeah, I like just keep it in my bucket right here. I don't even bother putting it away. Oh my gosh, Kelly, those look so good. Yay. Yay. Damp, not wet, still a bit damp. And I think Amy's down in Florida. Okay, let's put our bunnies together. Let's just put our bunnies.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just wait. Yeah, just to be safe.
Oh, you took the bunnies, right? Yeah.
Yes, I put them over here just to get them out of your way.
Yeah, I think my card was dry like before I was done.
Yeah.
So we have our watercolor pieces, but in both of our kits, we've got lots of little pieces. So let's go ahead and put our pirate together first, which is card kit 1. I'm going to take everything out but my sentiments.
Any more hot glue?
We haven't done any flip-flops lately, but I'm glad to hear that you guys like them. Let us know if there's a specific character you want to flip-flop for. And we are not doing hot plates right now. So we still have the hot foil plate designs from the past, but we haven't come out with any new ones.
Good questions, though.
Yeah, very good questions.
All right, let's actually start with our bat so we can get those fangs in place and we don't have to worry about it anymore.
I haven't lost mine. Update, I still have them.
So I had you guys die cut the back of the bat in Lawn Fawn black sparkle cardstock. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of glue tube on the watercolored body, on the back of the watercolored body. I do like to use glue tube when I'm attached. Well, I like to use it almost all the time. But when I'm attaching to sparkle cardstock, I really like it because it just gets into that sparkle and really holds on. I also will just mention, I'm going to take out one of my Lawn Fawn acrylic blocks, which you can tell what I do with this, besides stamp, is I just lay it down to just press that glue and let it settle a minute so that the glue will dry and everything will set together. Yay.
Okay.
And the way that I added the fang pieces in is I just take my Lawn Fawn glue tube and I do a teeny dot in each fang on the black sparkle cardstock. And then I just place the cardstock fangs in there. Now, if any glue oozes out, remember the Lawn Fawn glue tube will dry clear. You're not going to see it, so don't worry, because this is a little finicky. I'm not going to lie. It's worth it, but I don't want to make 100 of them.
And then someone's asking if they could be better plus plates. So we have thought about doing better plus plates because it has the dual function, which I think most people are moving towards. So that would definitely be something very, very fun to come out with one day.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
That is so cute.
Fangs, I can't deal. You're already done, Kelly? You already got yours in there?
I did.
You're speedy. Okay.
I know, little finicky things are,
that's
your
your
wheelhouse.
Not okay. So let's go ahead and put our bunny together. So we're going to take one of our heads.
This conversation is just...
I know. Don't walk in on it. And I'm actually going to flip it over. So we're going to look at the back. And then we're going to take our back layer of our pink ears. And I just add a little bit of Lawn Fawn glue tube to the white, the back of the bunny, around his ears. And I flip that pink over and place that down. And it's designed so it's like slightly smaller, which is perfect. Oh yeah, Melissa just says his little toofs are adorable. They really are.
Now, someone was also mentioning that they feel like organizing their things is just as much a part of the hobby. And I have to admit, a crafty admission here is that I am not an organizer. I am not an organized person. Rebecca's saying that I am a messy person, and so for me, it's not. But funny enough, so my brother is really into like cool board games, and he's got like so many different kinds. And when that's one of his favorite things is like to get the organizers for them and to do that. And it's funny, it's fun to see in all sorts of different kind of hobbies. I'm assuming it'd be the same thing with like gardening or cross stitch or whatever. Like that is so much a part of it is just the organizing of it and making it pretty. And I wish I had that like in
not
me.
an ounce of it.
Not
even
a little bit.
I don't love organizing, but seeing as this is my full-time job and I actually need to be productive, I've over the years gotten better at being organized.
Yeah, I like organizing it.
Yeah. I don't mind it. I just don't have time for it.
It's unorganized.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to
did you clean?
Now we're going to take this funky black piece right here that we watercolored. And I'm going to just add a little bit of glue tube underneath that layer that we just put on, around his eyes a little bit. And then you flip this over and it's going to touch right up into that earpiece. This is why I love Lawn Fawn. They just make it so easy. When I first put this bunny together, I was like, this is amazing.
Right? It's just Legos, just fits right together.
And then we're going to take our pink bunny tail and we're going to use it on the nose. So I'm going to just add a little bit of glue tube around the nose. And this circle is going to fit right in there. I mean, come on, you guys. I can't.
It is so cute.
It's so cute. Let's go ahead and just put together our other head since we're like kind of in that mode.
Bunny heads everywhere.
Easier.
I like popping the pieces off of this like sheet of.
Right? You're like, I am good at watercoloring.
I know, because they look nice and like you're seeing them. You're not in the mess that surrounds it.
I know, right? The chaos. You definitely had to trust the process. But I do find keeping them in there makes it just so much easier to watercolor, and you can really control what you're doing. That I'm doing it all the time now in my studio, just working on my own. I cut them out and then I put some Best Ever Craft tape on the back. Yeah. Worked out really well.
You're not trying to hold this tiny little piece while you're trying to watercolor. I have to admit, I don't really do it for coloring with markers because I'm just used to the little pieces. But for this, I would want it. I wouldn't want to watercolor the tiny little piece.
If I'm just working on my own and I'm coloring markers, I color and then die cut, right? But when you're watercoloring, you can't do that. So, oh my gosh.
All right, 2 bunny heads.
I love them. They're so cute. Okay, so let's go back to our pirate bunny. So we're going to take the body that has the shorter feet. He's not like standing. They're kind of just, he's sitting. And then we'll take one of our little bellies. And we will go ahead and add the belly. And I add it just so that it's touching that line that is at the top, which is where we're going to rest his head.
Is Claire still here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
okay.
I don't know if it's Claire or Kit.
Because I could hear the music playing in the office. I'm like, oh, people are still here.
Claire and Kit were out there before when I went out there.
And then we're going to take our 2 shorter arms, the 2 shorter arms. And I'm going to go ahead and add some glue tube Oh, wait. Don't put an arm on yet. Let's make our jack-o'-lantern. Pay attention, Jen. Sorry. Sometimes it is like the most difficult thing is figuring out the order.
Yeah, of where to put everything.
Yeah.
You're like, oh no, this one has to layer. It's kind of like when you're masking, you know, you're like,
Yeah.
wait, which part do I?
Exactly. So we're going to add our watercolor jack-o'-lantern onto that black layer. Which again, admire your watercoloring now that it's not in the mess anymore.
So cute. This little jar. I can't. Like, it's these little tiny accessories that just get me.
I'm like, give me all of the accessories. Give me 1 minute. My fingers are smudging everything because I had glue and then I wiped the glue off and now I'm just making a mess over here. Real life. Okay. So now I have not put glue on my jack-o'-lantern yet. I just want you guys to kind of get a sense where it's going to go. I put my arms so that the point of the arm is like going over that little score. I don't call it what. No, I don't want to call it a score line, Kelly. What do you call it?
I call it an emboss
Line.
line.
Thank you. I put that little point so it's just going over the embossed line, so it'll be tucked under his head. So we do want to put the jack-o'-lantern down first because his arm's going to go over it. So I just kind of wanted you to like lay it out so you have a sense of where things are going. I'm going to add just a little bit of glue tube behind the jack-o'-lantern. I like to use glue tube because I'll be able to wiggle it if I find I'm not putting it in the right spot. And then I'll add glue to the arm. And get that in place. I'm probably making it sound more complicated than it is, but
yeah, because no matter how you put it, it's gonna look cute.
Exactly.
Because his arm can be higher or lower, or, you know. And you can kind of mess with it depending on what you need.
Yep. And I'm putting the second arm over that. And then we're going to build our hook. So we've got the black piece that we watercolored. And then I had you guys cut. The hook would have been cute out of silver sparkle cardstock, or I use silver metallic. You could use a glitter pen. I'm going to add a little glue tube to the hook part to then put that watercolored piece over that. And I'm going to dab his end of his arm and put the hook in place. This is so cute.
I know the hook is just, it's, you can't, you have to smile.
You literally have to smile building this. I mean, come on. Even it's headless, it looks cute.
I mean, it's Halloween. It could be a headless.
It could be a headless bunny on a horse. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to add glue tube where that embossed line is, right at the top. And we're going to place the bunny's head there. I do like to kind of hold my finger there because there's a lot of layers of cardstock now. So I just want to make sure that that sticks.
I know Miles has not decided what he wants to be for Halloween yet this year. I know. Last year he was the Earth.
Oh my gosh, I love
Here's
that.
the problem with that. He needs to come up with something soon because he never picks anything easy to find.
Yeah, so I have to find it or make it, you know.
We need time.
Because he chose, the year before that, he chose ostrich, which the internet does provide. The internet, there was an ostrich. I had to buy 2 different ostrich costumes and then sew it a little bit because they were meant for a bigger kid. But he looked so cute. Oh my goodness. And then last year was the Earth. And then he had me be the sun and Mike was the moon. And so I'm very excited to see what he picks this year because I get so excited to make. We already have a Halloween countdown going at home, and I can't wait to see what he's going to pick. Okay, this, so I mean, come on.
So I know. Oh my gosh. I love it. So I added the eye patch. I just put a little glue behind the patch. I don't worry about the string. And I'm adding the little sparkly skull to our pirate hat. Oh my gosh. We are not glittering. We are not using Prisma glitter tonight, but we are still glittering all of the things.
Oh, yeah. It's a different way of glittering, huh?
Yep. And then we're going to add that pirate hat. I'm going to put my little block down. And then one thing I did do is I used my white gel pen and I just added 3 little cheek freckles to our rosy cheeks now that they're dry, if yours are dry. And then I'm going to set this over to the side with my acrylic block just because I used wet glue for everything. I just want it to kind of set. And we can go ahead and build our witch.
Can you give me a pokey tool?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Hi, Mari. Good to see you here. Yeah. Oh, Happy Joan is here. I think that's Happy Joan, Happy Joy cards. But anyways, she says, I love the way the bunny die cuts look like paper doll sheets. They really do. But that the manufacturer was very sloppy.
Yeah, they do. That's, I love that.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take our other body, which are the bunny that's standing. And we're going to go ahead and add the belly. So again, I just add it just so that it's touching that embossed line. You could put it a little lower on this one if you wanted to, but
I don't know how. Oh, I should have washed my hand. I'm like, why do I have stuff all over me?
I
But
know it's from ink blending. That happened to me on my last project.
Okay, this pirate bunny is too much.
Oh my gosh, I love them so much. They're so cute.
If you need to just feel pure joy,
yes,
you need to be making a bunny.
I just want to make all the bunnies. All right. Then we're going to go ahead and take our other 2 arms. I'm going to start with the arm on the left and go ahead and glue that one down.
Oh, and I do want to mention that if you're ever like, oh, how do I put these things together? We on our website have what I call critter math. And you can go to the product page for the Build Bunny or the costumes, and you can follow the critter math. And you can even print them out and put them with your dies too. So if you're like, oh, how do I put this or how do I do this? You can just look at the critter math and check them out.
Critter math all the time.
Yeah, right. So hopefully, maybe Shari can link to the Build a Bunny, and then that way you guys could click and see the critter math. I don't think I have a critter math printed out here.
I did. I just don't ask me where it is. I think I have critter math. Yeah, I have different.
And then I'm just kind of figuring where I want my broom bristles to be. And I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit of glue behind the handle. I'm not gluing my broom bristles yet. I just found this the easiest way. And I'm going to place my handle down. It's way longer than we need it for this design. We'll cut it in a minute. And then I'll glue my broom bristles.
I cannot pick up the broomstick. Okay.
Right. I'm going to put my other arm on first before I trim my handle. My arms are a little different this time, which is totally okay. Mine looks really messed up right now, but I know once I put my witch's cloak on, it'll be fine. Oh, Jen.
That's funny.
All right, so now I'm going to just trim my broom handle.
Oh, I see, because you just have the broom handle kind of like go under her cape.
Yeah, like it's going off into La La Land. It could have gone behind the head, I guess, if you didn't want to trim it, but
okay,
whatever you want to do.
Yeah, It's all
You know
good.
me. You know me. My brain sometimes. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the cape. I just add a little bit of glue tube to the top of the cape. And we're going to put that right in that embossed line area. It's going to fix all of my arm imperfections, which I love. I'm just going to throw my block on there for a minute. I like to put my acrylic block down because then I'm getting less glue on my fingertips. I'm a very messy crafter, so if I can try to stay a little bit neater, and it's another use for your Lawn Fawn acrylic block.
Exactly.
All right, so I did not.
They're gonna build a Lord of the Rings Gandalf.
Oh, can't wait to see that.
So good.
I did not do this when I created my sample, but we made a Build-A-Bunny card for Firefly Farms Creative Crate event. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to cut the bunny's ears off so that we'll be able to wing them out and still be able to see them with the hat. So just trust me. Trust me. It's cute. It looks painful, but it's worth it. So I'm just going to cut right along the curve of the head. All right, let's build our witch's hat real quick. So we've got our strip of purple that we watercolored. And it is tricky. You can still see the embossed line on the sparkle cardstock, but we just want to put the strip wherever it works.
Oh, it's not the cape. It's the...
What are you looking for? Did I cut the wrong piece?
I don't know. Which piece did you use, Jen, for the...
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
piece
did
you
I
used.
use the wrong piece? I used this one.
Yeah, that's... You can. Yeah, there's the one that goes behind it.
Yeah.
And then that layer, not the superhero, but above, up, yeah.
What is this in the original set though?
Yeah, that's part of the Dracula, I believe.
Me just doing whatever I want.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter, right? They all look cute.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought I cut the right piece.
Sorry
Oh no.
I just hope that it's all part of that original set because I was trying really hard. Okay.
Oh no, for sure it is. Yeah.
As you can see, I have mine all together on my dies, so.
Somebody's talking about the bunny popping the head off and that was it.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I love it. During the release, Kelly kept popping the bunnies' heads off to dress them and then cutting the ears off, and my husband and I kept laughing.
Same thing, doing the voiceover.
Oh my goodness.
I love it.
In the bunnies. I'm like, well.
Someone's asking if Lawn Fawn is moving away from Copic to Olo. We love them all. Any marker you want to use, they're great. Jen and I have been doing this a long time. So we have our Copics. If you have your Olos, when we do our coloring charts, even though today we happen to have not used alcohol markers, they're any colors, right? So you can you look at the colors. It might be Copic and find the similar colors in Olo. You can even mix and match your Copics and your Olo markers too. So anything you use is going to be great.
And Linda might be asking that too, because I recently announced that I started with this release, my 2 new classes, Witchy Wishes and Hello Beautiful. I am now giving a Copic swatch list and an Olo swatch list.
Oh, nice.
And I just kind of explained that I have had my Copics for 20 years and I have no problem with mine. But I have heard rumbles of people buying newer Copics having some issues. So I am just trying to give as much information as I can in my classes so that everybody will be able to create along with me. So that might be what Linda heard too, is just those rumbles.
Oh, got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, they're all great.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a de-ear my bunny. Do you have any scissors, Rebecca?
You got to trim your ears off.
Okay.
So what we're going to do, I have my head already glued on. I'm going to glue my witch's hat on. And I don't know about you, Kelly, but I always have to do it at a little angle. I don't
Oh,
know.
like, yeah, it just looks so
Yeah, it
cute.
can't be straight. I don't know why with a witch's hat,
And it's not cool when it's straight.
right? And then we're going to take each of our ears, add some glue on the bottom, and then you're just going to put your ears wherever you want it behind the hat. But then we get to see his cute ears. I don't know. I just needed to see them.
I got my gross glue
Oh,
ink fingers all over my body, but I was able to take it off with the one of those adhesive erasers.
That's what I did. We're literally doing the same exact thing.
Yeah, we should have washed our hands.
I'm just yeah, Melissa says a jaunty angle. Exactly.
Yeah. That's what all the cool witches are doing.
Yep. Oh my, see, now that you see his ears compared to this one, look at the difference, you guys. It was worth cutting his ears off.
It is. It is so cute. Okay. This bunny does not want to. She does not want to stay. I'm still building my hat.
That's okay. I'm going to put my pumpkin together, my little baby pumpkin. So we have our watercolored piece.
And I wonder if Miles is watching. He is going to want to do all of this tomorrow.
Well, that makes Auntie Jenny very proud.
One of Miles's favorite things is he loves testing all the coloring stencils with me.
I love that.
So
Although I'm telling you, he's going to be like, Mom, galaxies don't swirl that way. They swirl this way.
Yes.
I love it.
He knows all the facts.
Yep.
Well, right now we're reading this book series called Zoe and Sassafras, which is so cute, and there's a cat in it, and you would love it.
Aw.
But for a while, he was just having me read him the encyclopedia at night. And so we were learning all sorts of facts.
Oh, and I wanted to add my little cheek freckles while I'm waiting for Kelly.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't know how you were ahead of me, and then
I think I started reading comments or chatting too much, you know?
hey, that's what it's all about.
Are you okay, Mo? I wonder if Mo wants water.
Let me go get her some.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. My dog Mo is here.
Is your bowl there?
Yeah, I think that one's dirty.
I
I think.
I can wash it. Yeah. That one.
Yeah, I'm sure she's got the one by Mike's who can just steal it. Yeah, because she sits with me in here, but she also sits in the main office, and she's got water bowls in both places sometimes. But she won't then go to the other. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I get it.
She's not going to go to the other bowl because we're not over there.
Obviously, our social media algorithms listen in on our lives, and they know everything that we're talking about. Well, Jack, one of our black kitties, wakes Chris up every morning. He does wake me up. I just ignore him. Chris doesn't. And Chris gets up and has to escort him to his food. They have food all the time. He's not asking to be fed. He just has to get escorted to his food. He meows. He chats as he prances down the house. And so, anyways, on an Instagram reel the other day, I got this reel that came up in my feed. Cats are social. A lot of cats are social eaters. He just wants somebody to go with him while he eats. So I shared it with Chris, and now like Chris is like 90% less grumpy about Jack waking him up because he's like, oh, do you need somebody to socially eat with you? Like, it's like we understand more now.
Aw, that's really cute.
It was really
Most
cute.
has interesting idiosyncrasies. She won't jump on a couch unless you pat the couch, which sounds like we trained her to not jump on couches.
Yeah.
On them. We did not train her to do that. And it just becomes a frustration. So like if she jumped off the bed in the middle of the night at 3 a.m, she'll cry and cry and cry until you pat the bed so she can jump back on it. But the patting is it's performative. It's not part of a trick or I'm like, how did you learn this? And all the time. And then she likes to switch positions on the couch, but you have to pat each one. So all night I just spend all my time patting the couch in different places.
Oh my gosh. Like, okay, so funny.
Whatever Mo needs.
Yep.
Man, my bunny, I have glued this bunny to my table instead of the heads of the bunny.
Okay.
Oh, for goodness sakes. Okay.
All right, we are going to set these guys aside, and you kind of want to set them aside because we're going to do a little splattering. If you have the Gonzai Tombi Starry palette or anything you want to splatter with, again, I had that as an optional supply. Your cards are going to look amazing if you don't. But what I did is a little bit of white gold on our watercolored card. And then I did a little bit of blue gold on our ink blended card. So I like to just kind of add a little water in there. Now, if your card base looks like this, the one that we watercolored, I know Kelly's going to ask me because it's going to bother her because she's super type A and I'm not. Two things you can do is just gently give it a tug the opposite way. It'll start to flatten out. But also, once we get our cards created, just lay it under something heavy overnight and it'll be fine. But already look how much better mine is just by tugging. Just gently, like, you know, wibble wobble it the opposite way. Yeah. It's much straighter. It's just the nature of watercoloring, adding water to paper. All right, so for this watercolor background, I used white gold, but again, you can use whatever you have. And I'm sure there's many ways people can splatter, but I just pick up some stuff on my same paintbrush that I used to watercolor. I hold it horizontally over my space I want to splatter, and I just tap back here on the brush. And just tap. And I want lots of stars because it's Halloween. And you don't have to worry about them getting on the inside of the card because we're going to be covering that hole with a moon anyways. So cute.
Oh my goodness, this is so cute. Linda's making her granddaughter a green witch and pink fairy princess Halloween card because she had a wicked themed birthday. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh, are you guys so excited for the second movie? I'm getting very excited about it. We were watching. Well, it's funny because I just wanted to watch the popular song because I had been singing it because of our stamp set, and then I was like, well, but then I gotta see Defying Gravity. Like it's like, yeah, we end up just watching it again.
I was just gonna say, you might as well.
Yeah, because you're like, I gotta watch this now. I gotta watch that.
When does the second one come out again?
I think it's right around Thanksgiving.
I thought it was January. Wait, hold on.
Now I don't know for sure.
I don't know. I could be right.
And then I'm just using one of the golds on the ink blended background. I'm using the blue gold, but again, use whatever you would like.
November 21st, Thanksgiving weekend.
Yep.
Fun.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Oh, the blue gold looks so pretty on this.
Yeah, right? All right, I'm going to use my Ranger heat tool to dry this so that we don't have to wait. It doesn't take too long to dry, but I don't want to smear when I start assembling my cards.
You want me to get the heat tool out?
I guess you probably should, huh? So we can assemble. I'll mute when I do mine because I don't have the quiet one.
It's actually here.
I think it will mute itself, Kelly.
Oh, will it? Okay.
I think the sound does on its own.
Oh, nice.
So
I know, it really came out.
and I wouldn't have thought to use.
I know, you are on such a roll
pencil.
with these like color combos, Jen.
Thank you.
Wait till people see the witchy class.
Oh,
Appreciate it. Okay. Witchy wishes. Shari uses the Gonzai Tombi Starry palette too. I know somebody just asked in the chat.
Yeah, I believe
we use it.
we use it all the time. I believe we sell it in the store, right?
I'm 99% sure.
Yeah.
You do. I know.
Oh, I
sometimes it's
splattered
out of
my
stock,
laptop.
but
I splattered my laptop.
Mine is always sparkly.
Yeah. It's
oh
okay.
yeah, that's just a given.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shari just linked it in the chat. So.
All right. Tell me if you hear me. If you hear this thing.
You do, but it's not as loud as you think it is.
Okay.
It like mutes it out. It's not bad.
Okay.
All right, so we'll start with our pirate card. And so we're going to just add this to some black cardstock. Oh yeah, Linda just said she thinks the watercolor pencils will give her the shade of green she wants, rather than a green cardstock. And that is another neat thing. If you don't have the colored cardstock you need, you could use your watercolor pencils, or you could use inks and ink blend. There's lots of options. All right.
Oh my gosh, this is so pretty.
Right?
When the black cardstock frame around it, it's like, oh yeah, look at that.
Makes it pop.
Man, how do you get this? I'm not used to having a glass bat, and I can't get the
splatter off.
Yeah.
So if you don't wipe it right away, it doesn't come off very easily. And I will tell you, the isopropyl alcohol doesn't take it off, but a regular household cleaner, like Method cleaner, will take it off perfectly.
Oh, got it. Okay.
We'll clean it tomorrow.
Yeah.
We don't have any.
I'm curious. Oh, I don't think I have them. I have like these alcohol wipes for like the park. And I was like,
the alcohol doesn't work as well once it's dried.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like weird. So I actually have my lilac.
Oh, Shari says I just need elbow grease.
Lilac Myers. So when I spray it, I can pretend.
Oh, the Myers, it comes off. Oh, the lilac, of course.
I love it. Okay. So I just popped up my moon. All right. And then I'm going to add my little bat with glue tube going off the moon on the right here, with his cute little fangs.
You popped the moon, right, Jen?
I did pop the moon, yep. And so the bunny, his head's going to go over the moon. So I'm just going to pop the body and put some glue tube behind his ears, or his head.
Tape runner. Sorry. I currently have 5 empty ones.
Glue tubes?
Yeah, empty tape runner.
Oh, runners, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, let me just do this background so I can try to catch up here.
And I had you guys pre-white emboss your sentiments, just because I knew we were doing a lot of techniques tonight and I didn't want to take too much of your time. However, I have gone over my tips and tricks for white embossing. I don't know if Shari might be able to find a Create With Us where I went over it. I feel like I've done it this year, maybe. I'm trying to say ideas for her.
I think so.
But in a quick swoop, I definitely use the Cottontail powder tool to prep the cardstock. That's going to take all the static cling off. And I honestly just think it helps melt the powder better. It just is magical. And then I use Lawn Fawn Yeti pigment ink. And I stamp it a couple times. So I use my stamp platform so I can stamp it a couple times. Because I think like the first time you stamp it, some of that ink soaks into the paper. So I stamp it like 2 or 3 times. Then I pour the powder on it and then I heat emboss. And so again, that's just what I do. I know I've shared it in a Create With Us before. But tonight, again, I just kind of I knew we were going to be doing a lot of other techniques. And these are the new Henry's Build a Sentiment Fall, which are so fun. And something that I love about these is you could make longer sentiments to put on the inside of your cards as well. So yeah, it might have been the capybara class, Shari. I feel like I've done it this year, but the way time goes without you knowing.
Yeah, that might have been too, because that was a class that I don't think that was the one I had to miss, I believe. Right. So yeah. I actually took time off for the first time in I guess 15 years. I mean, sort of. I had jury duty, but.
So I use my scissors and I just trim up these sentiments into little sentiment strips. And I'm just breaking up no tricks, just treats. And then we're going to have a little happy Halloween.
All right, should I attempt this? I should try it. I'm trying things. Rebecca, can I have big scissors, please?
Oh, you're going to use your scissors to trim your...
I'm going to try. Rebecca usually does this for me because I'm terrible
What are you
at it.
doing?
I'm cutting this. I'm going to try.
You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And these cards are just for you. They're not for the world. So just be happy with however they come out.
I just don't have a very steady hand. So when I try to cut straight, it's like, whoop.
Well, I also think wonky would look good on a Halloween card. And I'm not just saying. You can get away with it on a Halloween card.
Oh, I love that. At Melissa's different nursing homes and senior centers, they watch the new Lawn Farm releases and they're so excited for this release and they're making fall and Halloween cards and door signs. I love
Oh, I
that.
love that.
Oh, that's so great, Melissa.
That's incredible. Tell them hi from us, please.
Melissa has been to several of my Cape Cod events. I'm trying to remember if I saw your registration come in for November. Catherine, what scissors you're using? I think I'm using the Tim Holtz recoil scissors that I love because they're easy on your hands. But maybe do you have big scissors you were using, Kelly?
Yeah, they're the Tim Holtz tonic ones.
Oh yeah.
But my favorite small scissors are the Cutter Bees.
Yeah.
So for any of you guys that have like arthritis or I have nerve damage in my arm and hand, and so these scissors are very easy for me. So if you have like arthritis or difficulties with your hands, I suggest trying these because they're very like loosey-goosey and they don't take a lot of hand pressure to be able to open and close them. These scissors are amazing because they're big and you can do like bigger things, but these are harder for me to use than the little ones.
For a long time, yeah.
For a long time, yeah, because my hand like it just doesn't like it.
I like the long, bigger ones for straight lines. Like when you have to cut something, you need to have the big. Scissors.
Yeah, the little scissors are really tough for that.
So
we call the Cutter Bees the bumblebee scissors.
Yeah, they're bumblebee scissors.
I must have gotten like a droplet of water on my moon, and I'm actually okay with it. I would just leave it because some of the sentiment is going to go over it. However, I just want to quickly use this as like a learning thing. I want to just show you how I would fix it because I know some people that might discover it might be sad and think they have to throw their moon away. So what I'm going to do with my very loved and dirty water is I'm going to pick up, because remember we did speckled egg and salvage patina on this. I'm just going to pick up some salvage patina and you can just literally paint over this.
Oh yeah, that looks so good. Someone's Starry is saying it looks like a crater on the moon. It does.
Yeah. Well, again, normal Jen, in my own little world over here, I would not have fixed this, but I just figured I think most people would be like, oh no, it's ruined. I have to do a whole new moon. So I just wanted to share how easy it was to fix that. Now you can't, only you guys know that happened. So let me just zap it with the heat tool real quick and we'll put together this second card.
Yeah, that blended out beautifully.
All right, my orange moon.
Love it. Good job, Kelly.
So cool.
That came out so good, Kelly. Jen, you're a genius.
I say good job to you like you don't make cards on a daily basis. I just know I stretch some of your techniques a little bit during.
No, I love it. Well, because I have to make things for videos or for classes for our store owners, or we make we design cards that we send to all of our brick and mortar locations, and it's actually an art to design those cards because you have to create something you can mass produce and create hundreds of.
Right.
And actually, but it sometimes takes longer to design something like that than it would take to do this like very complicated card.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time doing that, which is always a little bit more simple. So something like this is just so much fun to try and
Well,
do.
I was laughing because I'm saying to you, nice job, Kelly. Like, you never make cards, but I just wanted to explain to people why I'm saying that. Because
Yeah,
they're
'cause
probably
you know,
Jen, she does make cards for a living. I just
well, and
know
then I didn't make anything for, so Mike, Miles, and I we all ended up with COVID. We spent 2 weeks at home, and so I didn't make anything for 2 weeks. So this is so nice.
Yay. So with the full moon, because we use the full moon to cut out the window in our card, I just am going to press this through that window.
I officially well, okay, we were talking about me losing
You
the
didn't
fangs. I
lose
didn't
the
lose the fangs. I
fangs,
did
but
lose
now
the
you
moon.
lost the
Okay, here it
moon.
is.
I'm like, lady.
So I just press that moon through.
And that, you didn't pop that, right?
No, I just did it with
Yeah.
I actually used my dot runner for that.
Yeah.
And then for the bunny, I'm only going to put foam behind his body because his head is going to be in that moon opening. I'm just putting some foam on my Dracula cape
Dracula.
just to reinforce it and hold it on better.
Oh, that's a good idea to kind of like overlap where some things.
Yeah, like you guys can see, I just kind of used it as adhesive. Like I had only put adhesive at the top of the cape. So now I'm using those foam squares to just reinforce it a little bit more. And then we've got 2 sentiments that we're putting on here. I thought I was a little bit clever, you guys. We're doing witching you a spooky Halloween. And then when you open it up, it's witching you a beautiful day.
Oh, that's so cute.
Right? There's some moments when I'm in my studio by myself and I pat myself on the back. It's usually the simplest things that impress me, but it's all good. And I call these word strips like wordfetti. I specifically like to just use my scissors because I like kind of that organic look. They don't look as perfect as a paper trimmer, but you can most certainly use a paper trimmer if you want.
I'm so proud of you cutting these all by yourself.
I know. Look at me cutting these. I mean, it's okay. It's not perfect, but that's all right.
That's okay.
All good.
Jen's over there laughing.
Oh, I was almost cutting mine because so Rebecca, you prep this as witching you spooky a Halloween.
Oh. Well,
we'll just do an extra fettiness to it.
I put it on the Misty, so I didn't look at it. Well, that's what happens when you leave me alone.
Wishing spooky a Halloween.
And these are not straight, you guys. Like, and honestly, the shape of the letters on these Henrys are already in a rectangle, so I just kind of follow the shape. Like, but they're also not straight. Like, if you measured the width between the left and the width between the right, I'm sure they're not the same. But that's kind of the look I like. I think it looks cute. Ooh, I almost forgot to put my little pumpkin on. It's so cute. Can't forget that. Kind of tucked it underneath the cape a little bit. Cute. And then we'll add a beautiful day on the inside. I just did flat.
But I'm just going to cut mine apart. I'm going to the A is going to be separate. It's
Yep.
going to be great.
Thank you guys. Thanks. I had a lot of fun making these. I love Halloween cards.
I do too. There's just something about them. Like you said, they're so imaginative, you know?
There's no right or wrong, right? Because it's all like kind of make believe, and I don't know. I mean, not that, I mean, all of Lawn Fawn Land is make believe. That's probably why I love making scenes with all the Lawn Fawn stuff. But Halloween's just so fun. It just, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's magical, right?
Yeah.
Now, what I think is really cool about, like, especially the witching you a spooky Halloween background is I feel like you could take a sky like that, and instead of using the purples, do blues, and then have like Santa and his reindeer.
This could totally
like
be winter sky for sure.
Yeah, because so you could still have the moon and have that whole thing, but instead make it more of like magical Christmas, which is so cute too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay!
It turned out
I
so
actually
cute.
like the A a little more.
I do too, actually. I think it's really cute.
I love it. I love it.
That is so fun.
Let me go back to our faces, Kelly, so they can really see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bring up your cards.
Oh.
I mean, we want to see you too, but yeah. Oh my gosh, so cute. I love it like that. Spooky.
Yeah,
Halloween.
it's fun, actually.
Super cute. I love your watercoloring. And let's see your other one. Did you finish your other one too?
Yeah, this one's fun too. Yeah.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I love them. They look so cute.
Yeah, it turned out so cool. I really love this color combo.
Yeah.
The number 2 pencil, sugar plum, and in the deep sea. It is so pretty.
Well, often I'll like use black licorice to do the edges, but I was like deep sea to really like.
It's really, and the contrast that when you have the black around the edge is more of a contrast, which I think is really pretty too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, these are so fun.
Yay. Well,
oh my
thank
goodness.
you guys. Let us know if you have any questions. But before we go, I'd love to just quickly let you guys know about some fun stuff coming up. I have, like I mentioned, 2 new online classes. Witchy Wishes is actually a self-paced class. Essentially, all of my online classes can be self-paced because you can take them whenever they work into your schedule. That's like the beauty of online classes. But Witchy Wishes, I release the videos and I don't teach that live. However, I don't edit down the videos. I still teach it in real time. So we're still actually working together and you don't have to feel rushed or anything like that. And I love the color palette for this class, you guys. It's magical. Yeah.
It's so pretty. So pretty.
And then we're going to do Hello Beauty Fall, and that will be a live class. So I will teach live, but again, if you can't make it that day, you can watch it whenever you like. You can rewatch videos. We make 3 cards, and then I give you 2 bonus card ideas with the class supplies. You get coloring guides, all the videos, access to ask me questions. They're so much fun. And then I convinced Shari to do another East Coast Fawnies class with me. I didn't really have to convince her. She was excited too. And we actually asked all of my followers on my email newsletter what set you would like to see us teach with, and S'more the Merrier one. So we're so excited. We will have more details coming out about that later in September. So stay tuned. Dust off your S'more the Merrier set, and we'll have another East Coast Fawnies class for you. But all of the info is on my website, and if you guys have any questions, you can always shoot me an email. I did a crafty chat on my YouTube channel yesterday that really deep dives into my online classes and how you can substitute supplies. You don't have to use everything that's on the supply list. And I kind of gave a behind the scenes look at what you get in the resources. And it was a really fun crafty chat. So if you have questions, you could also check that out as well. Yeah.
Yes, the classes are so much fun. And that witchy one, those backgrounds, oh my gosh, they're so beautiful.
I can't
Oh
wait
my
to.
goodness. And we've had people, oh my goodness. So someone was able to make a witch, a fairy, a ghost, a pirate, and some pumpkins already, which I think is incredible.
Oh my gosh, please tag us. Please post and tag us.
Yes.
I need to see that.
And Laura's saying that she's a big, big fan of Jen's classes,
Thank you,
which
Laura.
is awesome.
Thank you.
And this has been such a blast. This was so much fun to create something inky and Halloweeny. Yeah, I had so much fun making these. This is really fun.
Yay.
And I know I'm excited. I think I'm going to be trying some of these backgrounds with Miles tomorrow. They're so cool.
So the next Lawn Fun release, remind me the date, Kelly.
Yes, so it's September 25th, and then our next Create with Us is October 9th.
Thank you, because I did not
And
remember.
that will feature things from the winter release. So we've got our Halloween now, and then we'll have our winter Christmassy one in October, and our winter release will be September 25th.
I am.
And for all of you that love Build a Bunny, you are going to be happy. There are new clothes and a new critter. And I'll give you a little hint for everyone that stayed here to the end. The new critters, all the critters, it's all interchangeable. So the new critter and the Build a Bunny can use any of the new clothes or the old clothes, including the spring clothes. So everything is mix and matchable in such a cool way.
I love it so much. And I'm not going to give away any secrets, but the set that we're going to be using for the next Create with Us, I'm so excited. It's something that I really love. And it's not
Yes.
mermaids because
It's not mermaids, but it's meant for Jen.
It took me a second. I'm like, oh wait, I know what it is.
We just want Jen to feel okay about wintertime.
Yeah. Kelly's helping me ease into winter. She's like, I'll throw this set in there. That'll make Jen happy. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. And again, if you created along with us or you're going to watch again and create later, tag Lawn Fawn, tag me, Jen Shirkus. We love to see what you're making. You don't need to apologize for any substitutions or any changes. We love it all.
Yes.
And we hope that you will plan to join us at the next one on October 9th.
Yes, we can't wait to see you guys there. Thanks for hanging with us today, and we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.